Good morning, students. The topic for today's class is microprogrammed control, which is the first topic in Unit 3. A control unit, which is an integral part of a processor, is used to initiate sequences of micro operations. Earlier, we looked at hardwired control unit. When the control signals are generated by hardware using conventional logic design techniques, the control unit is said to be hardwired. We learned that control unit can be designed in one of the two ways. First one is hardwired. Second one is microprogrammed. A hardwired control unit is developed using conventional logic design gate techniques, including gates, flip-flops, and logic unit. The other alternative to hardwired is a microprogrammed control unit. In a microprogrammed control unit, the operation of control unit is written in the form of a program, which is known as a microprogram. There is a difference between a program and a microprogram. Can anyone tell me the difference between program and microprogram?
Program is a collection of
Program is a collection of
set of
Yes, Pawan. A program is a collection of set of.
instructions.
Yeah, very good. And who writes program and what is the purpose of writing program?
A programmer writes the program, ma'am. The main is to suggest the computer to do to perform operations.
Exactly. Very good. Apparently, a user writes a program to solve a specific problem. A program is written to solve a particular problem. For instance, if you have to perform arithmetic operations, you can write a program to carry out arithmetic operations by the computer system. That is a program. What is microprogram? Microprogram is a
Ma'am, program is
program.
written in high-level language,
Yes,
assembly language.
yeah. Which one microprogram?
Is in assembly level language, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Oh, very good. So here, a microprogram is a program that performs the operations that are carried out by control unit. It is not our normal program, which is written in Java or C or CPP, where you write a set of instructions. It's not like that. It is a special program designed to perform the operations of a control unit. That is, initiate the micro operation. This microprogram has been written to initiate sequences of micro operations. That's why it is known as a microprogram. This microprogram comprises of micro instructions. Okay, let us look at this. A microprogram is a set of micro instructions. What is a micro instruction? A micro instruction is a word in the control memory. We looked at memory words, like an instruction register holds a memory word which has mode bit, operation code, and address. Likewise, there is a specially designed memory known as control memory. This control memory is different from main memory. It's not same as main memory. Main memory holds the user programs and operating system and other applications. Whereas control memory stores the micro instructions, which is nothing but micro word. Control memory stores words, and each word is known as a micro instruction. This is one micro instruction. This can be another micro instruction. This is one more micro instruction. You have a sequence of micro instructions in the control memory. And when you combine a set of micro instructions, it forms microprogram. When a user writes a program, it is saved in RAM, which is main memory, in the form of words. Each word is one instruction, and set of instruction forms this is memory. Set of instruction forms a program. This is word, which is known as a instruction. This is about user programs. Going ahead with the control programs, which are nothing but control unit programs, which is known as a microprogram. This is a microprogram. A microprogram is stored in a control memory. This is control memory. Each control memory has control words. These are control words, and this control words is known as a micro instruction. And set of micro instructions form a control program or a microprogram. Microprogram. Students, do you understand this? Any doubts?
Ma'am,
Anything to ask in
once
this?
again, ma'am.
And please repeat once again.
All right. Microprogram control unit is the topic. And here, control unit can be programmed in one of the two ways. Our control unit, which is nothing but a part of processor. This is processor. This has a control unit. This has ALU as well as memory. Memory nothing but registers. This control unit initiates micro operations. Micro operation is a elementary operation performed on the contents of the register. So this initiates micro operations. In other words, it generates timing signals. How can it generate these timing signals? First is hardwired method. In this method, there is a chip. Okay, on the chip you find various gates and circuits like decoders, sequence generators, and then these all will be connected by bus. So it is like this. This is hardwired control unit in the form of a chip that has some devices. Second is micro-programmed control unit. In micro-programmed control unit, you have a program, not this hardware. Rather, it has software, instructions. It has got instructions and a program. To understand the difference between this micro-programmed micro instructions and a normal program and its instructions, look at this illustration. Here we have a user program, which is a normal program written in Java, C, CPP, any high-level language. Here you have micro program. This user program is stored in memory. This memory is a main memory or RAM. Micro program is stored in control memory. There is a memory besides main memory, which is known as a control memory. In a setting where you have micro-programmed control unit, you have got control memory. This memory is partitioned and each location stores a word. It is known as a memory word. Likewise, control memory is also partitioned and apparently it stores control word. This control word is nothing but an instruction to the computer to perform certain tasks. Similarly, here this control word is known as a micro instruction. Set of instructions. Let us take these three instructions forms user program. Consider that there are three instructions in this program. Talking about this control memory, here suppose there are three instructions that are combined to form a micro program. Whenever you come across with this micro term with the program, it is a program written for control unit. Now, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This is microprogrammed control organization. Microprogrammed control organization implies that there is a separate, there is a separate register set, memory, and other required settings to execute a microprogram. This figure 7.1 illustrates microprogrammed control organization. In this, the first component is next address generator. Next address generator is also known as a sequencer. Let us look at this user program. In the user program, there might be sequential instructions. What are the control statements in Java programming language? What are selection statements? What are iteration statements? They are known as control statements, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What are control?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
ma'am.
What are they? What are control statements?
If else, nested if else, switch.
Right. What is the significance of having if, else? Can you tell me the significance of having if, else? What is the need? Without if, else, you can write a program. What is the need of having this?
For checking whether the condition is false. If it is true, then the statements in that particular block will be executed, or else not.
Right. Here you are making a decision. If there is no if and no for, then how the execution of a program happens? Consider that there are no control statements. Tell me how is the execution happens?
Uh, the output will be whatever we give
Yes.
in Am I audible, ma'am?
Well, it is sequence. Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. It doesn't
You
check
are
any.
audible. Yeah, please continue.
Ma'am, the control doesn't whether it is
Exactly.
true or false. Whatever we write in a program, all that statements will be executed in the output, ma'am. In the same way.
Exactly. Very good. So that is known as sequential execution. Whatever you said is known as a sequential execution. Everything, whatever we have written, one after the other will get executed. This is statement 1, statement 2, 3, 4, 5. So sequentially they get executed. First statement 1, then go to statement 2, go to statement 3, 4, 5. In case of control statements, this statement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. After statement 1, it may go to 2. Further, after 2, it may go to statement 4 by skipping statement 3 based on the decision. Or, in other words, you are trying to control the execution of these statements by bringing these control statements. Do you understand, student, this concept? This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
known
Yes, ma'am.
as Sequential execution. In sequential execution, what happens? Everything, the entire program executes one instruction by instruction, one after the other. Everything will get executed. Another way is decision making. In decision making execution, what happens? Based on the condition, if it is true, it executes. If it is false, it does not execute. Likewise, you have got here next address generator. This address generator may generate the next address, immediate next address, or it may generate an address which is somewhere else, or skip next instruction and generate the subsequent instruction address. It depends. It depends on the program. So next address generator sequencer will give the address of the next micro instruction to be executed. Control address register, like you have an address register that holds the address of the memory. Control address register is a register that holds the address in the control memory. Control memory is basically it is a ROM. However, you can also have an advanced version of it, which is dynamic memory, which can be rewritable as well. Control data register. There is a data register in the normal setting which holds the data. Control data register is a register that holds the data of control memory. Control memory data it holds. So it is known as control data register. And it gives out the control word. Control word is nothing but micro instruction. Also, the next address information is fed to this next address generator based on the control word that has been produced from this. And this external input may also come into this next address generator sequence. Let us look at this with the help of this flowchart. Any doubt? This is a very important topic of this, which is nothing but the selection of address for control memory. Consider that there is a control program. A control program has got control instructions, or micro program and micro instructions. The system is executing these instructions. First one has been executed. Second one has been executed. Now consider that there is a decision to be made at this third micro instruction. Based on the decision, it may go to the fifth micro instruction, or it may jump to, there is a subroutine. It may jump here to this subroutine, or just it may increment and go to this next statement. There are various options. That options we have to learn and study. All right, so this address sequencing. Address sequencing is about generating the next address that is to be executed. And how many ways are there to do that? There are 4 ways. First one is incrementing the control address register. Control address register holds the address. It has got some address, right? Address of what? Address of, yes, can anyone tell me address of what it holds?
Micro operation.
Yeah, in,
Microprogram.
yes, in microprogram. This address is incremented. This address is incremented in the sense that, well, if the address is 100, it may uh, turn out to be 101. It's just incremented. This is first method, incrementing the control address register. In the second method, there is a branch. It can be unconditional branch or a conditional branch, depending on the status bit conditions. Students, can anyone tell me the instruction operation code for conditional and unconditional branch? We already learned it.
Ma'am, is it D5?
No, no, yeah, it may be D5, but tell me the that name, operation name.
101.
No, that is the code. Name. Tell me the name.
BUN.
Yes, very good. BUN. What is BUN?
Branch unconditionally.
Yes. And BSA, branch and say
Save
return
save
address.
address. Branch and save return address.
Yeah. Here you can have unconditional branch, and example of unconditional branch from C language is what?
Jump.
Example of the construct. In C language, you have unconditional branch statement known as well, it is go to. Conditional branch statement in C language. Well, it is if based on the condition, unconditional or conditional branch, there will be a change in the address. It may not be the subsequent address. It will be the address of the micro instruction where it has to branch. That is second option. Third option is mapping process from the bits of the instruction to an address for control memory. If this address contains certain bits that guides us to the address of the next instruction. We'll look at this with an example. And the third one is like BSA, branch and save return address, which is a facility for subroutine call and return. Subroutine call and return is like branch and save return address. So these are the four methods through which the address for the next instruction is generated. First, look at conditional branching. In conditional branching, we have got bit values. If bit is 1, it branches. If it is 0, it does not branch. In that manner. Okay. This this is the flow chart. There is this instruction code. Okay, instruction code means what? You have got, let us take 1, 0, 1, 2, some instruction code. Through mapping logic, it generates an address which is given to the multiplexer. This multiplexer is the one that chooses any one of these 4 methods of addressing. A while ago, we learned there are 4 methods or 4 ways of generating the next address. First one is incrementing. You see, to this multiplexer, you are getting here incrementer is there. So this is the first method. Just increment and give to multiplexer. What is the second method? It is conditional or unconditional branch. If you look at this bit, select a status bit, and here you have a branch address. Directly you are giving this branch address. This is second to A. A means unconditional branch. You just give the address and then multiplexer chooses that and forwards it to be stored in the control address register. Next one is select a status bit, which is the deciding factor for branching. That is 2B. This is conditional branch. 2A is unconditional branch, 2B is conditional branch. Third one is mapping. Through mapping, you are getting the address. Fourth one is branch and save return address. So here, increment and save the return address in this subroutine register and feed it. So this is fourth method. So there are actually 4 methods, but in second, you have 2 options. Option 1 is unconditional branch. Option 2 is conditional branch. So you are getting here to this multiplexer 5 inputs. Multiplexer based on the condition and based on the values chooses any one of these and forwards that to be stored in the control address register, this CAR. This CAR feeds that address to the control memory. From this control memory, you are obtaining these micro operations. Control memory gives out the micro operation. Which micro operation? The one which is stored at this address. From where it is getting the address? From any one of these methods. Let us look at this again, this selection of address for control memory. There are 4 ways to select an address of the next micro instruction that is to be executed. First one is increment the address stored in CAR. So whatever address is there in CAR, you just increment it and submit to the multiplexer. This is first method of generating the next instruction. Okay, present micro operation you get from control memory, which is given by the address of, of CAR, as well as it is generating the next micro instructions address. Both the task is happening in parallel. First one is take CAR and give it to control memory and obtain the micro operation, as well as if it is to be incremented, if it is to be following the first method of selection, it goes like this. If it is following the second method of address selection, it follows that from this control memory. If it has to follow the third method, it is directly getting from instruction code. If it has to do the fourth method, then through this incrementer and this subroutine register, it gets the next address. Did you understand this, students? Anyway, we will look at this uh, in detail. The status condition are the special bits, and these bits determine the branch logic for conditional branching. For mapping of instruction, this is an instruction, micro instruction. It has opcode and address. How the next address is selected is based on this opcode. Take the opcode as it is. This is mapping. This is the process of mapping. Take the opcode as it is 1011, 1011, and there are three mapping bits. Three mapping bits, what are they? 0, opcode, and 00. And micro instruction address is 7 bits long. Can you tell me, if the micro instruction address is 7 bits long, how many micro instruction can be stored in that control memory?
Ma'am, I didn't get your question, ma'am.
Okay, you tell me. When we learned about the basic computer programming, we saw that the address was what was the length of the address?
Eight.
No,
0 to 7.
7, ma'am.
no. You recall our instruction IR instruction register. How many bits are there in that address register? Address bits?
16.
IR is 16 bits long. In that, address bits are
8, ma'am, 8.
no,
0
no,
to 7.
no.
And then this opcode
12,
No,
ma'am.
no. 4, no.
12, sorry.
12. Very good. 12. 12 bits, no. Yeah. Right, Vinay. 12 bits. The address length was 12 bits. Here in micro program, micro control memory, what is the address length? 7 bits. When the address was 12 bits, how many memory locations we obtained at that time? If there are 12 bits of address, how many memory locations you get?
Four.
No.
No.
Oh.
No. Memory locations in memory.
Four, ma'am.
19.
No.
Two power n,
2
ma'am.
power n. So 2 power 12. How many? 2 power 12 means
5026, I think.
2 power 10. You remember 2 power 10 is 1024. 2 power 11 is
Yes,
2048.
ma'am.
4096. These many memory locations were available when the address was 12 bits. Now the address is 7 bits. So how many memory locations will be available?
128.
Yes,
128.
128. Very good. So do you understand all this? So what happens here in computer, this in micro instruction, we have this 4 bits. If it is to be used mapping address for the generation of next address, please take this 4 bits opcode as it is and add 0 before, 10 before it and 20 after it. So this is mapping logic. Through mapping, you are generating the address. Okay, let us look at an example. This is the configuration. This is the configuration for the computer hardware with respect to uh, control memory. Students, look at here, this is memory. Okay. This is memory. 2048 by 16 means what? Can anyone decode this? What do you mean by 2046 by 16?
2046 memory words having 16 bits each.
Very good. So how many bits? 2048 means how many bits? Memory address comprises of how many bits?
11.
Yes, very good. 11 bits. So here, this is another computer configuration. What we learned earlier, that was one hypothetical computer configuration. This is second hypothetical computer configuration. In this, the memory address is 11 bits. Memory address. And each bit, each memory word is having 16 bits. And there is a control memory. This is control memory. 128 by 20 means? Yes, can anyone tell me 128 by 20 means what?
You ma'am 128 words and 20 bits in each word.
How many bits? How many bits of memory address? 128 means?
7.
7
7.
bits.
In this control unit has a control memory. This control memory is different from this memory. This is our RAM, main memory. In the control unit, there is a control memory. This control memory address size is 7 bits. It has got 128 locations. The size of each location is 20 bits. In this control unit, there is SBR and CAR. What is CAR? CAR is control address register. SBR is nothing but that subroutine branch. When the address is 7 bits long, the range would be 0 to 6. So, this control address register range is 0 to 6, and this subroutine branch address register is also 0 to 6. Note here that there is a connection. There is a connection between this CAR and this multiplexer. And this DR. Let us start from here. There is a multiplexer. It takes two inputs and generates one output. This multiplexer is taking the value from this point, the output of this DR. It is giving to this memory. Here there is a connection, and also to this multiplexer. This multiplexer receives another input from this PC. Here it goes to multiplexer as well as to this another multiplexer. This is first multiplexer, this is second multiplexer. This first multiplexer receives two inputs and forwards any one to this address register. What is this address register? This is the one which is associated with this memory. This is just AR, address register. And we have found that the memory address is of size 11 bits. So that's why address register size is 11 bits and range is 0 to 10. And there is this PC program counter. This is also associated with this memory. Its range is 0 to 10 and size is 11 bits. This address register address is given as input to this memory, from which you can obtain the memory word. Given the memory address, you obtain memory word. This is with respect to the normal memory. And this here, this multiplexer gets the memory word from this memory and another from this accumulator from this point. And one more from this PC. What does it do? It chooses any one based on the condition bits and forwards to DR. DR is this data register. Its size is 16 bits and range is 0 to 15. What does it mean? It means that this DR will hold the memory word, this memory word. There is arithmetic and logic unit and there is an accumulator. The size of accumulator is also 16 bits, range from 0 to 15. And then this from this DR, from this point, there would be one address coming into this CAR. And also it is going to this multiplex. Let us see an example. This is a computer instruction. Computer instruction is having an address of 0 to 10 means how many bits? 11 bits. And there is a opcode. Opcode is how many bits? 4 bits. 11, 12, 13, 14. This is 4 bits opcode. And there is mode bit, 1 bit. So total you get 16. This is 16 bits computer instruction, 16 bits.
Ma'am, mode bit is for what, ma'am? Unconditional branching or unconditional? Is it?
It depends. It depends on the present instruction.
Okay, ma'am.
We will learn now with the example. We will see. And these are some of the operation code symbols, and these are the codes. If there are 4 zeros, then here in this opcode, if there are 4 zeros, the symbol is add. What is the description is accumulator plus memory of this effective address. EA means effective address. And then this is branch. Here branch is there. If AC is less than 0, accumulator value is less than 0, then PC will get the effective address, whatever is there. Means to branch. Store means from accumulator into memory. Exchange is from accumulator into memory and a memory to accumulator. Memory to accumulator, accumulator to memory. These are 4 computer instructions. This is micro instruction. This one is micro. What is what is the size of micro instruction? Can anyone tell me?
Seven.
No, micro instruction, not address. Address is 7. Hmm? Here in this memory figure, control memory, each word is having how many bits? What is
20, ma'am.
20? So each word is one. I already explained you. Each memory word is one instruction. So what will be the size of instruction? This is micro.
20 bits.
Yes, very good. So this is control word. This control word is nothing but a micro instruction. And the control memory, there are 128 locations, and each one is having the length of 20 bits. So each micro instruction is of size 20 bits. This is micro instruction. What are the fields of micro instruction? What are the fields of computer instruction, normal instruction? Can anyone tell me the fields of instruction?
Address, opcode, and mode bit.
Very good. What are the what is the format of this micro instruction? AD is for address. Okay, 7 bits. BR is branch field. Here we determine what is to be done. What is based on the value specified in this 2 bits. It is determined whether to branch or not and where to branch. CD is condition for branching. This is conditional branch. On when branching should take place. What is the condition for the branch to happen? This is CD, condition for branching. F1, F2, F3 are micro operation fields. This F1, F2, F3 are analogous to, these are analogous to opcode. In our computer instruction, we have opcode. We just specify one opcode there. Here we have 3 opcodes. Micro operation fields. These are micro operation fields. In computer instruction, these 2 does not exist. Exist in the form of that mode bit. Mode bit, it's not directly, synonymous to this, but then some condition is specified through mode bit. And here, this address, this is analogous to the address in computer instruction. Please remember that micro instruction has got 20 bits, 7 bits for address, 2 bits for branch code, 2 bits for condition, and 9 bits for opcode, and these 9 bits are split into 3 bits opcodes, which are referred as F1, F2, and F3. All right, students. As we go along, you will get more and more clear idea. This table. Look at this table. F1 field. F1 field means there are 3 bits. 3 bits means how many operations you can obtain?
8.
8.
Are these 8?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So for F1, there are 8 operations. Likewise, for F2 and F3, also you get 8. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
because
Yes,
all
ma'am.
are 3 bits. F2 8 operations, F3 8 operations, F1 8 operations. There we had only 3 bits and we could get only 8 operations. Here we have 9 bits for micro operations. Can you tell me how many combinations we get for branch field and condition fields?
Four.
Yes, very good. You get? Yes, again, tell me again. For BR and CD, how many?
4, ma'am.
4. You see here, for CD, 4 combinations, for BR, 4 combinations. And what is CD? CD 00 means? 00 means always 1, it is unconditional branch. If CD is 1, and what condition is to be checked? DR15. You have to check DR15. It is I, means indirect address. 10 means AC 15 bit, which is nothing but the sign bit of AC. These are the conditions that you have that would be checked. When you write a micro program. 11 means AC is 0. What is BR? 00 means jump. 01 means call. Call means subroutine call and return. 10 is return from subroutine. 11 means mapping. All this we will study in detail in tomorrow's class. All right, students. Have you completed? Okay, I will explain mapping logic again tomorrow. Have you completed the assignment?
Yes, ma'am, I have completed.
Yes, ma'am. Completed.